Welcome to another episode and restoration of the 77 Series 47 Lotus. Sorry. This, I think, is episode 4. We could go over a couple of things. This is a photo of the Steel Brothers factory, workshop, either one of them. The car in the foreground, let's see if I can get this right. This is the car we're working on. I think this is a later car, one of the other 5 that was done, but this is the car we have. And how I'm noticing that is if you see the bulge here, how large this is, and the bulge we have is much smaller. So this is our car. Let's go back over to the car. I have to do a little walking, sorry if it's bothering anybody's eyes. Today we're going to look at some wiring issues. This is also for me to, for future me, to know what's going on. This is a regular Series 4 wiring diagram, which works as a good starting point. But as remember, this is a prototype, so some things will be different. So let's go with the simple things. I did unwrap the loom because I need to check out some wiring. The red wire, let's see if I can get a good look at where it is. Let's see if we can get in here to the red. See where it's been melted. See the really bad section there? That is running lights, I believe. So to find those things, it's necessary to unwrap the whole loom. Starter wires, red, white, I think, maybe it's yellow, but you never know in the age, and the big brown starter, plus of course main power. And strangely enough, they brought the ground up too to the engine, all the way from the back. Wiring, let's see, these wires here, there's a white with black trace, which goes to the distributor. There's a white with brown trace, which is the oil pressure sending unit. Of course, the white with the black trace goes over here to the coil. Let's see if I can get that out of the way. You see the top of the coil is cracked. Yeah. Let's see. Alternator has the large brown and the red, which why some things I think I need more. Anyway, the green is water temperature. And let me see if I can get around here and turn the light on, because I think we're going to need a light to look underneath. Let's see how well I can do this, that it works. I'm sorry if it's not the best quality right now. That little connection to that thing right there. It had a silver top on it. I don't know what it is. It has to do with the charging system, but I have no idea to figure out its number and replacement, and might be part of the charging, but still, that I haven't seen that particular style before. So I've showed you some of the front wiring for the lights. Another interesting thing is, okay, we see this red wire here. We have 2 smaller gauge red wires. Now, this wire comes from towards back at the dash, and then they connect to a larger gauge wire to go off into the wing, I think for the lights. But why take a small gauge to a large gauge and then back out, we'll say, to another small gauge? Purple wires here I think also are running lights. I need lighting in the front. We'll go with that. Getting back a ways. Alright, it has a fuel pump, but we have a ground power. Not sure where it was connected. We've got this bluish green, blue, maybe a light blue wire comes off of the fuse block. And I'm not sure what it went to. I don't think it went directly to that. I've got another green that comes off the fuse block to, let's see if I can come back here, this mess of wires that go to this. Two possibilities of what this is. This could be simply the washer bottle pump for that, or did I have a washer bottle? Not that I've seen. Okay, I have not seen a washer bottle, but there is a jet on the bonnet for it. So is this the pump for the washer bottle? Or if we look at this line here, this goes down to a set of air horns on the underside of the wing. So was this for the air horns or for the washer pump? I don't know, but we'll say that either one of them is going to get replaced. It's not right. Let's talk about this relay here. This relay we have a red wire that goes nowhere. It's cut. And it goes nowhere. And then we have a green wire coming off of it that goes to one side of the fuse block. And then we have another, let's see if I can get it. Then we have another green wire here, which has an inline fuse with a spade terminal. And was it on the fuse box? I don't remember, but it just, something's up with the relay. Was it a relay for the fuel pump? Possible, but I'll have to do some more investigation into there. Main ground point here, and this, it's a red, but then it's a white, and it goes behind there, and I don't know where the other half of it is. I haven't found the other half of it, put it that way. So then we have another black/white wire, not sure, comes off of that fuse block and goes, I think that was part of the extra fan setup, but what was it before that is the question. This other inline fuse with a green goes to a flasher unit under the dash. That's a lot of the wiring there. Tracing out a lot of it, and let me go back to where's a lot of the connection points here I wanted to look at here. There's, sorry for that. Okay. If you look at a bunch of these connections here, we have like white with a red tracer to red, and then we have white with yellow tracer to, I guess, yellow, and then these wires on this side go in under the dash and the loom, and the side here were for connecting to equipment. I think that's factory. I really do. I think those connections there in the loom, because I had to unwrap all them, found them. I think that was all factory. So I'm going to have to check all those connections. Do I want to make a new complete wiring harness up? I really don't. But I think it's not that bad. The harness itself, there's a few issues, but overall it's not that bad. So let's go to the back. Let's go to the boot. Okay. Another no-no is they took the red positive off the battery and they spliced in two wires right on the battery line, which isn't good. This set of wires, I guess, is for lighting back here. And let's see, we have the rest of the wiring for the lights back here. All that can be, take these sections and redo all these sections of wiring. So, I think in general, the gauge of the wires for the starter, the main battery wires, are a little low. I think if they were larger would help too with things. I've done that in the Elite, put larger wires in, and it really did help for the distance it was going up to the starter from the battery to boot. All right, so let's go back to something else now. This is the exhaust. See if I can go back out, try to get a little more of it. This is the main part of the exhaust, and at this end, I have the rest of it. This is where it went. It runs outside the body and then dumps back in, and it was broken off down on this section. I guess the accident had it, or repairs after the accident. They did that. So this is the this is the business end. Oh, sorry, good. Back getting down. It was painted white, spray painted at one point, because I saw the overspray on the engine, and I don't believe that was factory at all. You look at a lot of the welds, not in the best of shape. There's some cracks. So now let's get to the worst part. Let's see that. Let's flip it over. That looks like a repair. Looks like some repairs. And this is pretty bad crack there. And let's then look at the holes that are in it. So I think the best thing is make a brand new one. Not sure how much of this really should be saved with its condition. Keep it intact as original for the car, but try to make a new one that resembles it. So, and so let's go back to the photos. Back over to the photos. In getting the these are part of the crash tests they were doing for the cars. If you look at that, I don't want to turn the camera. It'll get crazy when I turn the camera. Getting to this. This is the shifter adapter, because location of the actual shifter didn't line up. It'd be up under the dash, so they made this. And another shot of it. The adapter for this is to get the Lotus 5-speed to work in the car. Alright. So and then on a later car, much later car, you can see the difference in the exhaust. And I believe that's cat. And if I go to get some other shots here. Sorry. I should have had the pages marked so I knew where I was heading to. That is the other version, later version, we'll say, of the exhaust, where they came out to a connection, and that would be a catalytic converter. And then the muffler was in the back. Not that I'm going to do it that way, but just this is what they decided to do later. Kind of a reference. Also, what I believe they decided later was part of emissions. They did an air pump on the 907, which was also on Elite's, I think a Klotz at the time too, because I have an Elite that has an air pump. The system's no longer working, but the air pump is still there. The main difference you'll find for an air pump car is the water pump is a very different looking water pump with the bracket for it. Now this does not have that water pump unless at some point it was changed. So I'm thinking this is also a later engine. But that, I think, will wrap up my my series, my episode 4. And another shot of the motor. So thank you for watching. This is just my journey trying to get this car done. And if you have information that may help your restoration, please pass it along. I do not get any notification if somebody leaves a comment. So I've got to be diligent to go back and look at comments almost if one's been left every day. If this is, we'll say, weeks or months down the road. Since I don't get notification when you left a comment, I may be a long time before I realize you did and responding back. So thank you for joining me on this journey to restore this car.